morning. Oh, afternoon, sorry. It is morning. I've had a late one today.
We both have. Unfortunately, we've been working late, so we had to oversleep. So, yeah, apologise, guys.
Yeah, hello, people. Sorry for the lateness. It's not good, is it?
Better late than never.
But yeah, was in London. Shout out to Keith. What a trooper Keith is. Because before we even left the hotel, he stubbed his little toe on the corner of the bed, and it was one of those moments. And I was rushing around all over the place in London yesterday, and we kind of split up a few times, and then lost each other, and we ended up in different groups, and just because obviously with a broken toe, I'm sure it's broken. When he took his shoe off in the car, his poor toe was purple. Honestly, it was as bright as your hair. It was looking good, by the way, the hair. But yeah, his poor toe, it was swollen up. He had to keep it. Well, at least he got air to it for a few hours on the way home, but he had to drive home from mine. So it's, yeah, bless him. Good one, Keith. Well done.
Oh, at least he managed it though when he was there. I've got an eyelash stuck in my eye as well because I've been messing around with myself. Fucking hell.
I think he actually got a blister under the ball of his foot from leaning away, like keeping his little toe off the floor. So he ended up with a bloody sore foot all round, really. So yeah, he did well because I'm just on one when I'm out and about in the crowd. I just disappear.
He's a trooper though, Keith. He gets everywhere and helps us. Like, he'll show no matter any way he can. He helps you any way he can. He's an absolute legend.
He caught up with me, right? He caught up with me just as before we got to the BBC. I was stood and I was getting everybody walking through the town, and he caught up with me and he was like, "Look at this! Look at somebody was shouting, Keith, Keith." Turned around, it's only David Icke. Joking, obviously, but it was not about the David Icke being there, but him shouting Keith. So he's got a photo of David Icke, so he's like, "Oh, wait till Mike Fartman, you know the troll. I think the Labour man from Sunderland that keeps trolling everybody. I know John Lawrence gets it off him as well, but he's gonna have a field day when he sees the photo of Keith and David Icke."
There's not wrong with getting photos and souvenirs and shit like that. There's not wrong with it.
Oh, it's just all good fun, I think. You know what I mean?
So what was your opinion of the demo yesterday? Because you were there for a good while. And by the way, massive props to you. Huge respect from me and the rest of the fucking team. You are an absolute fucking legend, one of a kind fucking person. And you should never forget that.
What have I done?
You got us over the... You don't be trying to get over the 1,000 mark again.
Oh, yeah.
You got us there plus some.
Oh, really? From yesterday?
Yeah. We've gone over by 33 and we were under by about 22. So you've done amazing.
I can't believe you just said those numbers. Seriously. It's just all the time now, double numbers everywhere, right? 33 and 22. I can't even believe it. Well, I can't really.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, it helps wearing the jumper, doesn't it? Because people are taking photos of it and saying, "Oh, I'll check you out," and that.
Jimmy was wearing his yesterday as well. He surprised me when he turned up. As I was walking up, I saw the black hoodie. I was like, "That's the children order." Have you seen the new?
Yeah, well, the first person I saw, Barb in the park. She was the first one I saw. She had but I got her last time as well with it on. Alienly bright. I can't even say that word, Great Brit. Alienly.
Yeah. I'm just looking. When I say to people I'm reflective, they don't believe me till I come online and they see how reflective I am. I've closed my curtains. Look, my curtains are closed. I'm still this bright. I'm about the camera again now.
I'm at dark. I ain't got lights on today. Just the shed window.
So how was the London demo then yesterday?
Well, I don't know if there was as many people there as there were a couple of weeks ago. It's hard to tell, really. It's hard to gauge it. But there was a lot of people there. And the atmosphere was brilliant. And what we did, because the last time we just went up to Speaker's Corner and we just followed the crowd, saw quite a few people that I knew, Brian, Clare and the others from Newcastle and all that. So, but this time there was the Freedom for Palestine demo going on. So we had a walk up there. I think it was due to start at 12. And as we were walking back down, there was quite a few people with that you could tell were going to the Freedom demo, heading in that direction. So we were kind of saying to people, you know, it's the Palestine one up there, the Freedom one's that way today, because it's not clear. I was saying earlier that there was a post from the Freedom Alliance saying it was Hyde Park Corner, and then there was the worldwide demo posters came out, but it said to be arranged for the location. So when somebody put up that it was St James's Park, I questioned it because the other information had gone out first. So she tagged the woman in it that was organising the worldwide demo, who said, no, it's at St James's Park. We're catering for the young and the old and the not so able. It's not so long a walk from there, and we're going to pass the BBC and blah, blah. Fair enough. So I asked if they were in contact with Justin Smith, because he's the one that puts out the info for the Freedom Alliance. And she said no, but she had a bit of a grievance with him after the demo when I spoke to her. So I think coordination with groups would be really helpful for us Northerners that travel, because it's difficult to know which tube. Most people come in at King's Cross or whatever, but it's what tube to get on and where to get off, and that's people that don't live around London. You know, I've been a few times now, and I'm still don't know my way around.
I won't use the underground unless I'm with someone who knows how to work the system. I walk everywhere in London, and ain't fun.
Yeah,
we had in Manchester where from what I gather, the original plan was people meeting up in Piccadilly and then walking straight to the BBC. Then that morning, there was messages going around saying that they were going to go on. Half the group were going to go Arndale, and half of the group were going to go BBC. Obviously, I heard the fact that everyone should be sticking together and coming together, and people did a mass amount of people ended up turning up to the BBC as well. So massive respect for them.
I saw the guy's video the day before. He'd been there all week or something, and he was saying we should all come en masse outside the BBC because that's their main office. I don't know who that guy was that was doing the video saying that, you know, it's all right going to London, but you need to come to Manchester. By your face, you know who I'm talking about.
I've got an idea of who it possibly may be. I'm not going to go too much into it on this chat because I want to make sure that I've got my words right so that they can't be taken the wrong way, because I don't mean them in a harsh way. I don't mean them in a cunty way. I just mean it as an observant, you know, from someone it fucking happened to. And also
top and bottom though, Kate, it's just so you don't get into anything and we don't get into that combo, because you know what I'm like. I get on it. But the top and bottom of it is really, isn't it, that we've been doing this a little while now, and there's a lot of people out there that haven't, and you know, they've got all the enthusiasm and everything else. And I remember what it was like when I first started. You think, oh, you have all these big ideas, and if we could only get people to all join up and everything else, and all you see around you is division, because what's that? All right, it causes division because what you're saying is, oh, you know, never mind going there, you should come here, or you know, we're not into that, so you need to come. Or they're arranging different venues, or well, we're going to go to this spot and we're going to go to that spot. Well, we know that if you break up, that's when the police move in, because the smaller groups, they target you. If you stay together, if you coordinate and cooperate with each other, it makes for it was accidental, right? 2 weeks, 24th of April was accidental. That crowd all together like that was accidental. It was a blessing. We were apparently, I was looking for the World Freedom Alliance lot. I was apparently with what they considered the lefty lot, which I don't consider that they were. There was lots of people that I knew there in that group. And then another lot came from another direction, and joined in, and then we met up with another group that were doing something else at Downing Street or somewhere, and they all joined it. So it was kind of accidental, but a blessing. And now it's like, well, I'm the organizer for this, and and then you need to be, and we need to do this, and it's like, just have a place that everybody knows where to go to if you want people to come from other towns, because they don't know the way around, and so they need it to be easy. And just
a meet spot, don't you?
Yeah, just
like the veterans do bike meet, foot soldier meet, and an organizer meet, you know, so, and then they all meet up together. So there is ways of going around it.
I think when the egos and the egos, or the you wonder who's behind certain people to drive them to do what they do in the way that they do it, instead of being inclusive. We're all this is moved. This we've been on the street for different reasons. Like I started off with supporting the veterans and the football lads against terrorism, and then met various people, got asked to do the Justice for Women stuff. So then we were targeting the rape stuff. Then I got approached by people who'd had the children taken, and I met people like you, and got into the forced adoption, and then it was the Brexit stuff, and then it was whatever the government has been doing to us, basically, is where it boils down to. So this now is about...
Great Brits just put a comment in saying, don't worry about it, Bob. Katie has eyes in the back of her head. She's probably doing multiple streams. Probably doing multiple streams. I'm currently on 9 streams at the minute, doing all of them. I put a comment on stream so everyone knows I'm not missing it. I am going to get to the questions, don't worry. Do you mind if I get it quick, right, Karen?
Sorry?
Do you mind if I get this one quick?
No, get it.
Right, there's a couple of questions. Right, is Katie the one with the purple hair? Yes, I am. Unfortunately for me, yeah, she's good mates with a little veteran. Yeah, I'm all right with a little veteran. He's family as far as I'm concerned. Same with Sharon. Same with the rest of the children. Matt a lot. And he is currently still doing stuff. He is currently still about. He's just on Facebook more than anything. He did post yesterday on Facebook that he's got a pre-op coming up. I believe he's actually on YouTube as well. Let me just check, because I believe it's LVTV on his new YouTube, because YouTube keeps taking him down. And the PTSD camp is getting back on its feet slowly but surely. They've got the support there and everything. Everyone's doing what they can when they can. I've even got a holiday booked down there in July for a reunion, because we needed somewhere with big space that can handle military kids. Let me see if I can see it.
Yeah, are they all right, Dion? And
they seem to be getting a lot better. Tia was supposed to have surgery, but from what I gather, they've not letting her get surgery because of the testing. Oh, I can't find it. I'll have to have a nose to see if I can find Little Vet's new one. But he has been doing more stuff on Facebook than he has been doing on YouTube lately, I think, because of how bad the censorship's got. I do apologise for that. And yes, I do have eyes in the back of my head. My best friend's actually started calling me her eyes in the back of her head, because every time she's turned around and her son tries doing something, I'm like, turn around.
Yeah, I could have done with some business cards yesterday as well. I have to get that sorted.
Have you seen them? I've got you a full box here. But look at them. So I'm going to show it.
Oh, the two, I can't really see.
It's darkening. Oh, that's my keyboard.
Oh, yes.
So that's the
liking
front.
Those. Very good.
And then that's the back. It's
got
social media on it.
Yeah, because I met a Welsh group yesterday as well, as they were going towards the corner, and we said to them about going to the other end, and they were really pleased. I don't know what banner they come under now. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look on the video, see if I can see the logo or something. But yeah, there was quite a few different people there yesterday.
It's really good seeing everyone come together.
All right, Neo.
London and Manchester covered. I think that was fucking great.
So what? How did Manchester go then? They did look like there was a really good crowd.
Sharon, I know we've covered this before in the past. You know, you know we've done it, and we know it's a very annoying subject. But that on your neck or your necklace, it's not a pentagram, is it?
It's a pentacle.
That's the go.
It's a pentacle, right? It's in the tarot. I'm Taurus. It covers the earth signs, and the points on it that all join up represent earth.
Froze.
If it was that way up, if it was that way up, that's different. But you know how the evil always turn good things into bad, like they did with the swastika. That was the Indian religious symbol once. They just move the points so they go in a different direction, and they make it into something. They flip it into evil, don't they? That's why I wear this with pride, and I've got it tattooed on my back as well, because it's something would say it's pagan. I don't really care about what you call what religion. I just think it's all spiritual, and if you're in tune with being human and being a spiritual being having a human experience, that's
It's froze again.
And it strengthens our soul. And then this is my belief system. It's not, I'm not saying that's how it is for everybody. Everybody's got their own. That's the freedom to choose. But for me, it certainly isn't anything demonic. But I am in tune with my dark side. We've all got one. And I'm quite happy with my dark side. I'm not.
I know we've covered it a couple of times in the past, because there are people who just want to nitty pick at stuff. So we have covered it a couple of times. I'm sorry about actually getting it, but it's
no, I don't mind if anybody's curious, because people do assume because they've been brainwashed, and that's a classic example of being brainwashed. They turn something that was good into something that's bad. And you know, I had yesterday, right? You've got people going past us telling us to grow up, right? And I think. And they've rightly so, they've got the signs, we'll fight for you until you wake up. You know, it's because we can see now, we're in a time now where we're experiencing and changing history, rewriting history, burning the books, setting a new narrative, teaching the next generation a load of bullshit. You know, we've got this division, the division now between us. It's not Brexit and it's not left or right and shit like that, black or white. This division now is vaccinated and unvaccinated, or jabbed or unjabbed, should I say, because it doesn't qualify, because it doesn't immunize you against anything. And it's actually killed more people in 4 months than the rest of them put together in 15-year period on record. So it's not anything that's good for you. And it's unnecessary. It's an unnecessary evil. And I was watching Amazing Polly this morning, and she was talking about joining the dots. Well, this woman, that's the new word I learned was communitarianism, right? Communitarianism is this woman's word. This woman, she's found out through, because she does her digging, does Amazing Polly. She's really good. She's found out that this woman is actually Fauci's wife, right? And her brother-in-law works within some other department as well, because he's married to her. So they're all connected. So this woman's word, communitarianism, right? What does that mean? It means where they used to pay people to do experiment on them, to test them like guinea pigs. They used to pay them. They used to have to bring the, dangle the carrot or whatever. Communitarianism is convincing the community that they're doing what's good for the rest of the community by taking their poisons or getting involved in their experiments, so they can play God or mess about with the eugenics, doing their experiments on you, and you're going, oh yes, it's for the good of all. No, it's not. It's so they don't have to pay you to take part in the fucking experiments. Do you know, communitarianism, new word. but they've had to stop using it because people are now finding out what it actually means. But yeah, and this is the divide now, because people, I had somebody this morning, oh, it's a load of rubbish, you know, it doesn't even qualify to be called a vaccine. So how is it rubbish? It doesn't immunise you against anything. And now they're talking about it not even shedding, transmitting their GM spike proteins onto us healthy human, full human DNA intact beings that are ready for the 5D download into their DNA naturally, how it's meant to be, through the energies and the vibrations of the planet. You know, it's a electromagnetic grid. That's what we live on. So it's all about energy and frequencies and vibrations. And if you don't raise your vibration, you're going to be down there, low vibrating, where you don't want to be. And I don't want to be around those low vibrating people anymore. I can't. I'm getting more fragile as I'm getting older in that sense, where it upsets my system too much to be around low vibration people. Do you know? So yesterday in London, when everybody's up, it's uplifting. It's what the soul needs to feel like, you know, there's people, young kids wearing masks, and it's like, why would you do that to your child? In the tube with a mask on, about 8 years old, and a 6-year-old about that age. And I'm thinking, I can hardly breathe down here. So what the fuck are you doing to your children? It's nothing to do with intelligence.
Shout out to this lassie. I'm assuming it's the lassie. I apologise otherwise. A massive shout out to this lassie, because if people do actually look into me and you, they'll see that neither of us are pagans. Neither of us follow paganism or believe in paganism or anything like that. We're actually more spiritual than anything. And me personally, I believe in what I can say. I believe in what I can feel. I believe in vibrations, and I believe in humanity. So that's where our personal beliefs, we just, you know, we look into shit. So we know about the whole pagan science and what that symbol means, upside down and way up, because we like doing our research. We like knowing what we're talking about.
And it goes further back than putting a label on a religion, paganism, whatever. They create something and then they turn it into evil, don't they? I mean, any religion you want to look at, look at the Catholic orphanages, Catholic-run orphanages. You know, we don't need to go into that either. We know what happened there, all under the name of religion. Some of the stories you hear about some of these nuns that are deeply religious. Religion does nothing for me.
The thing is, people need to just stop blaming certain groups, orientations, colours, shit. People need to stop blaming groups for shit, because at the end of the day, doesn't matter what colour the egg is, you do get bad eggs in batches. You do get good eggs in batches. You do get wrong ones. You do get the odd egg that's scrambled. You know, it happens with every batch of eggs. It happens with every group. No group is unique. No group is untouchable by negativity and dark sides and bad people and bad human beings and bad vibrations. That every single group has it. It's not just one group. It's not a particular culture or origin or anything. Every apple, there's a bad apple in every fucking cart, and people need to just start accepting that and start judging people for the individual that they are, and not where they came from, what they believe in, what they even talk about. Because a lot of the time people talk about shit that ain't actually anything to do with them. It's just how you learn, how you grow, how you educate yourself, and how you talk to one another. So,
well, I've had my mind changed about lots of things over periods of time, because I've had some information and then I've had more information, which, you know, I understand how easy it is to believe something, but when you get stuck in that belief, that's the dangerous bit, because when new information comes in, you reject it because you've got your belief system, and that's it. And that's so for me, it's like, I don't do rituals. I don't think I need to do any, like, you know, like people have rituals that they do every day, and that makes them feel safe, and that, you know, that helps their life or whatever. But I don't particularly do that, and I don't need to go to a building to believe there's something more out there. What you want to call it is up to you. The source of the energy that I'm provided with is clear for everybody. That we're all part of that source. We all have that energy. We're all in this vibration, but we also have to understand that as above, so below. So when you're talking about the wider, you need to look within, like you were saying, because we've got a dark and a light side, and we have to be very aware of both of those sides. We have to be aware of how dark we can go ourselves. When we see somebody acting from the dark side, in the sense of in a negative way, then we are also capable of that. And that's what we see. And that repulses us a lot of time. And that's good, because that's our moral compass that guides us to say that's wrong. We know that essentially we have that moral compass within us. And it gets distorted through the education system. It gets distorted through the relationships that we have through life and people that we communicate with. But essentially, it starts with us. And we have this field of energy around us, and what we fill that field of energy with depends on how we think and how we feel. Like, most people around me tell me I give off a good energy, right? And that's what they tell me. If that's what they feel, that I'm not going to dispute that. But that's because I'm not in the dark side. I'm always looking to how can we improve things. People think I'm really aggressive and really like serious all the time. I am. And people tell me to lighten up all the time, right? I'm sick of hearing it. Lighten up.
Different side of that. I've seen a completely different side of what you said. Out of all the years I've known you, you've been the nicest person I've known. You're the one that's gone out of your way, even travelled across country to bend over backwards for people. You've travelled across countries just to sit with people so they can tell their stories, and then travelled all the way back. The amount of stuff you do for people, it's absolutely astonishing. I've never seen you angry. I've never seen you fed up. I've never seen you disgusted in anyone. I've never seen you have a go at anyone or shout at anyone. Even when you've dealt with police, you've always held yourself to a higher standard. You're the person that I would aspire to be like, because of how well you hold yourself, how well you are, and how well you conduct yourself. And every single time I've been struggling, whether it's emotionally, whether it's mentally or whatever, you're the one that's always stopped, gone, right, look, it's just a phase, you'll come out of it, everyone goes through everything for a reason. You taught me through it, and you make me realise that everything does happen for a reason. And if something bad is happening or has happened, then it's for a reason, and it's my job to then find my way around that. So you've always been there for moral support, physical support, and spiritual support as well.
And I think it's Kate, that's the only thing I can do. Do you know, when you especially the position I'm in now, when you ask yourself what can I do, and somebody said to me a few years ago, what can you do? And I thought, what can I do? Well, I can inform people of what I know. I did it in my job about the parenting stuff. I informed them what I learned to be a better parent for myself. I wanted to pass that on, and that's why I got the job that I got. As far as what can I do, well, all I can do is tell people what I know. And because I've been doing a lot of research and everything else, and because I've been in a lot of positions that a lot of people that are struggling have been in, and come out the other side of it, so I can use my experience of that, and I want to lift people up. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy to help anybody that'll help themselves eventually. And I'm happy to help them until they're in a position to help themselves. I'm not happy to help those that just keep taking, because they just drain you and you don't get anywhere. And there's people out there that, like yourself, you understand me because you are of the same tribe as me, in the sense of you'll fight for what you believe in, and you'll stand up for the underdog, and you'll do it for the good of the others, not just for yourself. So it's like the people that are from your tribe understand you. They know how you operate. So it's easy. That's why I was saying earlier that I'm done with the low energy people that I have to keep explaining myself to, or they want to make judge. I don't judge anybody, right? Everybody's, the one word that's been dominant in my whole life is freedom. Because my dad was really, so all I thought was, can't wait to be free. Can't wait till I'm older. Can't wait till I'm free. I mean, free of what? I don't know. I didn't understand it then, but that's my journey has been from there, is in discovering who I am, because that raises that question of when what does freedom mean? But I see now, looking back, that everything I've been through, from the grooming to rape to working with families, all those experiences of different families, and not judging. I mean, that was a brilliant lesson in not judging anybody, in meeting all those people, and because you're there to give them assistance, do you know what I mean? And when I lost my job, I was lost then, so this just gives me an opportunity to carry that on, because I felt like it was my sole purpose, if you see what I mean. So it's like, when we find ourselves, we find what we're meant to do. And I would encourage anybody to look inside, as dark as it seems and as hard as it is to go through or to deal with. You've got to find somebody that you can trust and be around you while you go through it, but put yourself through it, because it is worth it to come out the other side. So many people give up.
Well, I mean, you've always told me, at the end of the day, if it's worth having, it's worth fighting for. You know, nothing worth having is easy. You know,
and you've got to love yourself first. And like you say, the haters don't love themselves. If you don't love yourself first, if you can't love who you are, I'm not talking about what you look like, I'm talking about, if you can't love yourself for who you are, then ask why not. Why can't you love that person? And how can you expect somebody else to love you if you don't love yourself? So it's not an ego thing to love yourself in that way. To love yourself so that you know that you're going to be the best you can be to yourself and to the people around you, so that you attract the right people around you, because you're giving off that energy. You're doing what's best for yourself, because you love yourself enough to care about yourself in order to care for other people. And giving out that good energy is also caring for other people, but you've got to maintain it in yourself to be able to give it out. See, so loving yourself. And the haters, feel sorry for them, because unconditional love is the key to the inner peace that I found. So
just to address the comments and everything that are popping up, still going on about bloody necklace. Well, we explained, that's why we stopped, and we explained what the symbol actually was, and that the pentagram is actually the other way around, so it'd be the reverse, so the tip of it would actually be on the bottom.
It's a pentacle, and I'm not ashamed to say that I like the tarot either. And I'm a Taurus, which is why I've got my Taurus, the bull there, and I've got my old rugged cross, because the old rugged cross is a song that my family's had through every funeral.
Well, this is the second time now we've taken time out of the live and talking about the demos to explain it, not to have a go, but to explain it. If everyone wants to then go ahead and go and do their own research and actually go look into it, by all means, go for it, because we're really, really, really big encouragers of doing your own research and finding out for yourself, because that's the only way you wake up. It's all well and good us telling you what it means, but until you actually, get off your ass and go type it on and go look for it yourself, you're still going to have questions. But if you want to judge people based on an item of jewellery, or the colour of their hair, or the fact they've got tattoos, I don't know, maybe because they've had fucking surgery and you didn't like the fact they had surgery. Yep. Not really, that's a you problem more than it is a us
Stop
problem.
judging people, innit? Stop judging.
They are, not what they look like, not what they sound like. We don't like judging the book by the covers. We've been doing this for years. We've been fighting for the kids for years. And by all means, if you want to go and have a look at what we've been doing over the years, what we've been fighting for, me and Sharon have spoke on many stages all over the country on many different times. We've met many different people. We're very prominent faces within the children's rights campaigns and the justice campaigns. So if you do, want to have a look into
thing is, right,
can't stop you.
That was bought to me by a very dear friend. Bought for me, right? And because they knew what it meant to me personally. What other people think it means is none of my business, right? If they want to judge me because I'm wearing it without understanding anything about me, that's fair enough. I will accept that. Your opinion has nothing to do with me. It's none of my business. I choose not to. Eh?
So I just seen a comment pop up that's made me chuckle. Apparently, pieces of paper with ink on it are the devil's work.
Oh, really?
That's the only way I'm going to interpret that, right? Because it tries to.
Is that the tarot cards? Is it?
Tarot cards is the equivalent of this. See this? See how it's cardboard with ink printed on it? You're like papery cardboard. It's the equivalent. It's paper with fucking ink printed on it with pretty pictures, man. That's all it is. If someone wants to use that to find themselves some hope and to find themselves some faith, because people do have dark times and they do go down dark paths where all they want is a little bit of hope and a little bit of faith. So if you're going to judge someone for looking for a little bit of hope and a little bit of faith of a piece of paper with some ink on it and pretty pictures, you're the one with the problem, mate.
The tarot cards is like anything else. It's like the Bible. It's what you choose to make of it. And for me, I lost 2 very good friends and my mother all in the space of 6 months. And I've had messages, don't care what you believe, whether you believe me or not, right? I've had messages through the cards from my angels that are now my angels, right? Nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can convince me that if you think I'm nuts, fine. But I tell you what, right? If you were as peaceful on the inside, I might look aggressive on the outside, right?
Sorry, this guy's weird as shit. Who the fuck brought up tarot cards? You, dude. Who the fuck brought up your Ouija boards? You, dude.
I've never done a Ouija board. I've never done a Ouija board in my life.
And having to go with yourself. That's all he's doing. He's bringing shit up that no one else has mentioned, and then he's basically going, it's the devil's work. You're bringing it up, mate. So what are you, devil's messenger?
I mentioned tarot cards because I was talking about this.
It doesn't mean we were talking about it. It was brought up in reference. It's a piece of paper with some ink and some pretty pictures, and they brought up your Ouija board as well. Like, what's that got to do with the price of fish? In all seriousness, we were on talking about, demos and everything, and all everyone wants to do is talk about fashion and pieces of paper with colourful pictures on it. Really, guys? Surely you must have better priorities than that, really. Everyone else.
Well, it does bring you onto the subject of being judgmental, doesn't it? And not understanding why you should never judge somebody, because it is their problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. If you want that opinion, if you want to believe what you want to believe, as I do, I'm not going to stand and tell you that you shouldn't believe that. Because that's what you choose to believe. And as I was saying before about the word freedom, right? Being free.
To have the freedom of choice, the freedom of expression, the freedom of belief. We fight for that daily. We struggle with that daily. For people to have the freedom to do what they want. I'm not going to judge people based on the way they look, based on what they believe in to cope and survive with day-to-day life. I ain't going to do that. If they want to do it, go do it. But don't try and bring us down with it, because we're on a higher level where we actually give a shit more about the people and not what they look like and what they use to cope.
Yeah, and because we defend parents who've lost their children, the biggest I do get a little bit annoyed, and I I've got the serious lines here for a reason when they say, they judge everybody as a bad parent if they've had their kids removed, and they assume that but I had a mum get in touch with me the other day, bless her, and I hope she's all right because she was having another baby this weekend. So I hope that baby's here and fine and everything's good. She got her other 2 kids back, and she was due a baby this weekend. So good on you, girl. And there are women, as Katie-Jayne is, who do deserve to have the children, actually. And so when you're judging people for wearing a necklace, I'm sure it's easy for you to judge people that have had the kids removed as well without knowing anything about that person. And that's just a classic example of you want some attention for your views on how evil a necklace is, or tarot cards, or whatever.
He's going to pray for us all, because apparently we're all lost, so he's going to pray for us all.
I don't need you to pray for me, mate. I mean, yeah, pray for everybody. I don't necessarily.
It's just funny watching that fucking chat. It's just a stupidity of people. Like, you can't blame people for being questioning when you come out. Well, what? It's like I can't turn around to people and go, "Did you research it first?" No. Well, don't you think you should do?
Yeah, no. Do you know what? It just really doesn't bother me, because People that try to lower your vibration, I'm no interest in them. People that have given up their sovereignty through the jab, I'm no interest in them. I'm sorry, as harsh as that sounds, right, but life's fucking short. And so if you want to waste time having a go at somebody because you don't agree with them, so be it. Go find somebody that you can look up to and you can admire and you can learn something from, or pick up a book of a writer that you admire that you can learn something from. Do a little bit of research to back up what you've got to talk about, and then you'll feel better anyway, and you won't feel like you need to judge anybody.
Exactly. Well, I don't know.
That's how it works.
When I come across people I don't like or don't understand or don't really want to pay attention to, I fuck off. I don't sit around and go, well, you must be the devil's, but fuck off.
Yeah, and I used to hate being misunderstood, right? That was one of the things when I was younger. I used to hate. So I'd go into all these and people would be able to wind me up because they'd say something that they know that
Apparently, I just figured it out, Sharon. I've just figured it out. That free, he says, I know for a fact paganism, witchcraft, tarot cards, and Ouija board. It's him. It's him. He knows for a fact. It's him. He's a devil worshipper. How else would he know for a fact? Me, and we've sussed you out now, Free. We've sussed you out, you little devil worshipper, you.
Well, I've got news for you. I was born at the time I was born at, and I've been through everything I've been through, and I understand what I understand about my spirituality now, because we're fighting evil. Right now, we're fighting the likes of the demonic, those that are devil worshippers, the true devil worshippers that want rid of us, that and this is why we're here.
I've sussed him out now. I figured it out. He knows for a fact, Sharon. He knows for a fact. All we know is shit that we've researched. You know what I mean? He knows for a fact. Free, we've sussed you out. You dropped yourself in it now, haven't you, Free? You weren't expecting us to find out that it's you. You little devil worshipper, you. I think you need to go take yourself back to church, my son. Go give a confession.
Good. Do you know what? The vicar in the church up here, the big church, the Church of England, she was putting all over, encouraging her congregation, whatever you call them, to get jabbed. That's not very godly, I don't think. Do you? Since it's DNA altering spike proteins, genetically modifying your congregation. What's that all about?
You know what? The majority of people in the chats, right? Fucking legends, having a laugh. They're having a banter. They're actually getting in when we're having a laugh and a joke back.
No, it's good to have interesting comments.
Just the fucking banter. At the end of the day, we've answered the questions more than we needed to. I went into detail about it. We tried going back onto the subject. It kept going back up again. And then he said he knows for a fact. So I thought, you know what? We can have a laugh now, can't we? We can have a joke. You can't take it. Go away. Don't have to stay. You don't have to stay. If you want to stay, by all means, stay. It's fun. We can have a laugh. We can chat. We can talk. If you don't want to,
do you know what?
No one's making you.
I think the way I see life, we've all got our hero's journey, right? We're all the star of our own show. We're all take the leading role. We have to be the producer, the director, the writer, everything, right? The people that come into our lives, they're just the other actors, right? We have to be the main, the star of the show, of our own show, and we're all the star of our very own show. And the people that we mix with complement that, or create a problem. So we have to then rewrite whatever role we need to play ourselves.
People wonder why we end up having a joke and a laugh when this bloody satanic recipe Free is putting again. Doesn't change the fact that she practiced paganism. We've already covered multiple times on this live. None of us practice paganism. None of us are paganists. None of us even know, we don't.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that I don't do rituals?
Times, mate.
So, didn't I just say that I don't do rituals?
We've it several times already over the chat. So I think he needs to go back to fucking church. I think he needs to go back. Get his satanic mat or whatever he does. Go get his chickens or whatever the fuck we do. Because I don't know for a fact, mate, like you. And just stop.
None of us know anything for fact, do they? We only know how to make sense of the world ourselves. That's what I mean. We have to be the star of our own show. It's just like, let everybody else be the star of their own show. Don't interfere. Just give them that's the freedom to choose. We're born with free will. The free will I understand we're born with is to choose what actions we take. We choose what thoughts we hang on to. We choose what thoughts we act on. You know, that sort of thing. So if you choose to do something that's wrong, and then you get a bad feeling about what you've done because you feel a bit guilty or whatever, that's your moral compass kind of letting you know that maybe you shouldn't do that. You should maybe do this instead. You know what I mean? That's how we improve through life and through experiences. So yeah, if you need to get into a debate with us two to improve your life, then carry on. I'm happy to oblige.
By the way, guys, I have no issue with swearing. I don't. It's part of the English language. It's part of, you know, where people grow up, and that's just.
Listen, you complain about me swearing now.
Oh yeah, it's just nitpicking.
I think I've sworn once, haven't I, in the whole time I've been on?
No, it's more than likely aimed at me. By the way, love your clock.
Oh yeah, I get confused about which side to go. I was supposed to sit so you could see it. Hang on.
I know
it's back to front.
One. It's a clock I got you for your birthday.
It is. It's a Children Matter one. You can't. Okay, better move it. Hang on. There we go. Look. Pride of place there. Look.
Love it. It suits.
Yeah, I forgot. It's back to front. I can't do this. Turning things back to front, you know. Anyway, there was a lot of people on the demos.
Not the guy who's on it, but the guy who's put in a comment. You try going through my past, right? Because you don't know the half of the shit I've had to fucking walk down. You try it. Let's see how far you fucking get, shall we?
Do you know? I think a lot of men are, and this isn't to diss all men. I'm not a man here. Before you start, I think men are feeling a little bit threatened by the backbone that women have got these days when they seem to be losing theirs. I get called a man hater, which I'm clearly not. You know, my best mate's a man. I've got a twin brother, for God's sake. And I'm sorry that I come across as aggressive to the male population because I fight for what I believe in. I stand up for what I believe in. And then that's not seen as feminine, really, is it? I'm told I need to lighten up because I talk about serious subjects. But, you know I'm not down about it. I'm just informed about it.
Just get off that subject a little bit. I can't wait to come down and see your shed because, honestly, I've never seen someone's shed look like a house. I've never seen anyone's shed, honestly, convince people that you're in a house and you're not even a shed.
Check this out, right? Can you see that picture?
Yeah.
Hang on. Wait a minute. Can you see? I'll take. Do you see? Oh shit.
Oh, that's ace.
Hang on. Did you see it?
Yeah, it froze on it, so I saw it.
Do you know what? That was me and Keith got that done in where did we go? Oh my God, I forgot where we went. We went on holiday anyway. And that was the caricature they did. And I said to my daughter the other day, it's funny they did one boob bigger than the other. You must have known. Future, you could read the future, you see. But anyway. But yeah, Gran Canaria we went to Gran Canaria and the caricature did that of us. But yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that's my shed. And I've got a little memorial on the wall of my trip to India to Goa with my best mate from Ripon. She sent me a load of when it was my 50th. She sent me this big printout of all my photos in Goa. It was fabulous time. But yeah, it is. It's my little den.
It looks awesome. And so I've never seen a shed look more like a home.
I just need running water and a kettle, really. I haven't got that, but kitchen's only over there, so I'm all right. But yeah, we all need a little cave to go into now and again.
Oh yeah, definitely, of course. Yeah.
Got a spare bed for emergencies.
Oh, there's some right nut jobs. Don't realise how many actual nutters there are, do you?
I've met a few. I mean, they're usually the most interesting, but sometimes they're just damn boring. You know what I mean? What's the comments?
I mean,
Stop being totally depressed with your life.
not you, don't worry.
Oh, is this the guy that's having a go?
Oh, one of them.
Oh.
But
Put comments up then. Can you put them up?
Like, we've got shit like this. Yes, which is your kitchen. So what state us again? Your kitchen. They can't spell for one. But mate, if her shed's that fucking well done, you should see her house, mate. Because fuck me, she'd put a hotel to shame. But I mean, why? Oh mate, they've had to lower down to call him your boring slag. Mate, that's not what your dad was saying last night when I was pegging him. I can have a laugh too, mate. Don't worry. Imagine your kids grew up like either of these two. You know what? I'd be proud as fuck if my kids ended up like us too. Because you know what? They stand up for what they believe in. They don't bite down to bullying. They'd explain shit and try and educate people massively. So, you know.
Well, my daughters are both grown up, well-developed, intelligent women, very independent. One of them's a mother of 3 and very good at it. The other one's got a degree in art.
There's a difference between like challenging someone and asking them a question and then constantly going over the same thing over and over again, looking for a different answer, which is what the chat's been doing. Like some of the chat's been doing is repeating the same question, expecting a different answer. It's not going to change the fact, mate.
That's why you call them nutters. It's a sign of madness, that, isn't it? How old's Levi? I remember Levi jeans. They were quite good jeans, actually. Are you too young? Do they still make them?
I don't know. The name's got out of fashion, so it's probably because the jeans have too.
Yeah, well.
Right. We're going to wrap this up anyway because we weren't doing a long one for too long. But I do think it's funny. At the end of the day, if you're going to try and come and attack us, expect us to defend ourselves because there's
no defense necessary. No defense necessary.
We're on the fucking street, mate. We're on the fucking street. We're out there doing whatever we can, helping every group we can in any way we can. Everyone we fucking come across that's fighting for the kids, we do everything we fucking can to help them. What do you do?
Teachers what's satanic. They're teaching us what's satanic. I'm a big follower of astrology as well. Astrology is a science to me, so you can have that one if you want. You can dispute that one as well.
For all the trolls that have been on tonight, I'd like to introduce you to something, right? It's called Google. It's free for everyone.
There's a library. Do you know what? I'm old school. Go to library. Not that you can get the books that you need anymore from library.
You can't in a library these days.
I tell you what, I used to love going to the library and getting all interesting books out. I've done my research. I started when I was young, when the library still had books you could read. You're not allowed to read them anymore because you tell you the truth. I've read everything, mate. That mind, body, spirit section there wasn't a book untouched by my hand in the 90s. So there you go.
Honestly, I mean, if you looked in one of my fucking rooms, I've got shitloads of education books and everything. I love doing my research. I love looking stuff up and looking into things.
I think Cherry wants us to carry on. Keep going, girl, she said.
I know, but I have got stuff to do.
I know, and my grandkids are in the house, so I've got to go.
That's why we're late today, because we were all just a bit like, Shelley. We do. If you go over to the Children Matter one, it should be in there. Actually, it should be in the description, in all the links and everything as well. Yeah, it will be. So if you go on the website, it's in there. So you'll be able to get to it.
So what's the next?
I've read the Bible. I grew up on the Bible. My family is strict Catholic. I went to church every single Sunday. I was blessed with the Holy Spirit and everything. Yeah, I do.
I couldn't get my head around Bible. It was too full of parables. I've had to learn as I've got older.
No, I had it embedded into my head. It was practically drilled into my head growing up, so I know it pretty well. Well, it's frozen.
Is it me? Because I've got my Wi-Fi on.
It's
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway.
There's the 20. I think there's one in Newcastle on next Saturday. I'll have to have a look at that. Do you know of any others apart from the 29th? There's a few going on the 29th, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's Dover, London, and Manchester.
Yeah, I thought so. All righty then. Well, yeah, we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm gonna have fun. You know what, guys? Just for the fucking trolls, right? From me, Sharon, and the rest of the fucking team. This is for you.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. I love you. I love